Welcome to Ample Hunting. I'm BJ Holdsworth. With a little bit of downtime between hunters this year, I was able to get out during the roar and film these rivers. Just look at this poor bugger trying to hold his harem together. So it was now the late rut period. Stags would be very much where we would find them, and they'd be pretty much worn out. This is Ryan and Jason from Oregon. They're our first hunters from Oregon. Wait, hang on. This is Ryan and Jason from Oregon. They're the best hunters we've ever had here from Oregon. This is day two. We had a bit of a look yesterday, didn't really see anything of substance. Saw one stag that was pretty good, but we decided to let him walk. Good forecast, a little bit of wind, but we're going to be on our feet for 5 days and we're going to find a couple of rip snorter stags for these two fellas and make sure that everyone that comes here from Oregon has a good time. So we're going to head over the top into the wind and have a look at the other side. Just cased this valley out, nothing here is that great, so keep moving.
The first stag we found was a little bit busted up, lucky for him. Then away in the distance we saw this ripper. Unfortunately he had seen something he didn't like and he wasn't sticking around. Stags this time of the year are very much slaves to their stomach, and the feed-rich areas are the spots we would be looking. Another mile and a half along the valley, we found exactly what we were looking for.
So we have seen a stag on the edge of some trees. Jason's had a look at it. It's quite windy on the other side of the ridge, so we're going to push up, get up above him, and we're going to have to be very careful going over the skyline, and we're probably going to crawl down the last sort of 40-50 yards. Hopefully we can get into what's a decent rifle range, rifle distance. Wind could play a little bit of a factor in bullet placement because it's so gusty, so we've got that in mind. But I'm pretty sure it's no problem for Jason and the Scarlet. You got any stag fever, mate?
Not yet.
Not yet? Not yet.
I'll let you know.
So at this particular time we thought this was all about Jason. We thought this was his hunt. However, when we got down to that sniper position, he gave up the stag for his good buddy Ryan. What a good mate, especially considering he'd carried the rifle all that way. So, Ryan was up. We were just going to have to wait for that stag to rise.
About 30. Look at this thing. This is what you come to New Zealand for. Absolutely. Beautiful chocolate horns, white tips. He hasn't broken much. Got a wear and tear. Big old stag. Just finished with the rut. And had a few knocks by the look of them. Well done, Ryan. There he is, shot a magnificent stag, a ripper, and he also came out of the closet.
Not going to leave it alone.
So I asked Ryan if he had stag fever and he said no, and I thought, hey. So we had to find him a bigger stag, and then when he found a really big stag, he said that he did have stag fever, so he came out of the stag fever closet. So
I got the feeling BJ's so cute he's brought a couple of guys out of the closet.
Jesus, what? Moving on, it's now Jason's turn to hunt. We've got a couple of days, the forecast looks good, and we're going to hold out for a ripper. He's not bad.
He's not bad at all.
He doesn't look like he's panicking. 2 more days of hunting. Plenty of time. Forecast is okay. Seen a few prospects tonight, but we'll hold out. Lots of good young stags this year. Next year's going to be phenomenal.
So on our way back to the vehicle from that particular hunt, we saw this stag. This is the same stag we had seen 2 mornings previous. It was heading around to the same area as we had seen it then. Rather than blunder in marginal light, we decided to leave it and hatch a plan to go back there the very next morning. Go out of sight around the corner, we'll drop down this gully between us and we'll be 150 yards closer. Make it 250 yards. There's no wind. Jason's got the Scarlet. It was 400 yards away. We've come back around and we're dropping into this gut. And we've got all the cover in the world. The wind's right. Well, there is no wind. It's a good stag. Beautiful big white stag. The dropper. Jason the sniper, Jason Bourne. Jason's done a really good job at 270 yards. I don't know whether he had any stag fever or not. Looked kind of nervous. But he and the Scarlet were a dynamic duo. NSG, mate, NSG, no ground shrinkage.
All right.
NSG, no shrinkage ground.
No, hang on, NGS. What the heck? It's okay. Make a good hat rack.
I'm so happy. Yeah. Yeah. It all comes together. No pressure. No pressure.
That's fine. You can stay in the closet.
The job's done. Did what I meant to do. Came to New Zealand, shot a stag.
We welcomed our next hunter all the way from Germany. Rainer had told us at booking that it was his lifelong dream to take a big New Zealand red stag. This is Rainer. Rainer's come here from Germany. We have seen a very nice stag this morning. It's in quite a difficult spot to get near. We had to circle right back around, and we've got probably about a kilometre's climb to get within rifle distance. He's in a bachelor group. He's surrounded by a few other stags. And the last bit of this is probably definitely going to be a crawl. When we got up to where that big stag was, he had gone. There was another smaller but nice stag in his place. We decided to move on, heading around the side of the hill another half a mile. It didn't take long to find him. There he was, bedded up. This stag was a monster.
more than I expected. Incredible.
What a monster.
This is my last big animal, the dream of my life. Now it's fulfilled.
Happy?
DJ, this hunt was perfect organized. It's very professional what you're doing here, and the trophy couldn't be better.
Thank you. Our next two hunters came all the way from Australia and were a whole heap of fun. Right off the bat we'd head up to the rifle range to check the rifle, but first we had to get the sheep out of the road. That is where it all began. There's a whole lot of sheep up there. Hundreds, actually thousands of sheep.
Better not shoot BJ's girlfriends.
Sweet. We didn't see anything of substance in that valley, so we're heading up over the top. Lockie, Junior and I have made a decision. We've decided to call a truce on any sheep jokes. No matter how tempting it is, there's going to be no reference to sheep and things that you could do to sheep, especially if you're an Australian. So we're just seeing the stag across the valley about 2.5 k's away. Lockie's impressed. Wow.
Don't take much to impress me, but I'll tell you.
Easily pleased.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a really nice stag, this one. Lockie was going to get straight into it. No mucking around. We'll crawl this last bit when we get up to this little rise. We'll crawl it up. And I'll drop my backpack here and I'll just grab that sandbag. I think you'll be okay. Now that's the big stag taken care of. We'll just find a little one now.
Yeah, that'd be right, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, what do you reckon, mate?
I reckon he's an absolute pisser.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Nah, he's a cracker.
What unlucky, good shot, bit of pressure, mate.
Thank you.
He's a beauty.
He's a cracker.
Next up was Junior in a good old-fashioned fog hunt. Yeah, no, he's got some serious character. Right, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's go. Sometimes fog's a curse. Sometimes fog is awesome. We've just covered a whole heap of ground. Completely hidden. Couldn't get a real clear shot through the fog, and then he went out onto the skyline, so we let him walk. I'll just get to these thistles and we'll crawl the last bit. We have to presume he's just over here. I'm hoping he is. That's all that we needed, buddy.
Good shot, Stewie.
Good shot, mate. Fantastic. Bit of stag fever? Nothing. No. Liar. Doesn't matter what angle you look at this thing. You got a bit of wall space for him at home, mate?
Not enough to fit that, I don't think.
Junior's stag was an absolute ripper. Congrats, mate. So with a couple of days spare, we decided to set our sights on hunting fallow bucks. As an outfitter, this was going to be a fairly tough sail. So we are heading home after a bit of a look this afternoon for a fallow buck. Nothing was good enough for Lockie. We did see some nice bucks. We saw a nice buck that was very close to the criteria, but we let him walk. We've got a couple more days, so beautiful weather. As usual, the next morning dawned bright and clear. Beautiful morning here. Sun is shining. It's a little bit fresh. We're take two on trying to get Lockie a fallow buck. Try and find something big enough. We're actually really looking for a moose, not a fallow buck, aren't we, guys? A couple of moose, mini moose. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. We had a little bit of rain last night, but we were well and truly home. And the sun is out. The wind is predictable. And we're just going to push up over this ridge here and have a look on the other side where we saw a buck last night. And into it. So we've seen a few bucks this morning. Very hard to encourage an Australian to shoot a fallow buck when they've got good fallow bucks back home. But we've seen one down here that's full of character, got a bit of age. And these two have actually had a bit of a fight over who's going to get the rights to have a crack at him with Pammy. Junior's drawn the straw. We're going to try and get a couple of 100 yards closer. We saw him and he was just around about 550. And we'll get down here and we'll be hopefully just on 300 yards. Wow. Good job, mate. That is a ripper. That is a ripper. There you go.
Look good on my wall.
What a ripper. Hard to get it all in. It was now Lockie's turn to have a crack at a fallow buck. Those flocking sheep jokes would also continue.
Not bad at all. How many sheep you got, BJ?
About 5,000 at the moment.
They'll keep you busy. A few girlfriends to service or what?
As Lockie's luck had it, we found an absolute monster, and he told me he was up for shot of the year.
My goodness.
But a really, really, really nice buck. Really nice buck. You guys having a good time?
Yeah, Not really. Not really.
$100, $100. Say you're having a good time.
Right. Yeah, right. We're
Having a good time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Best place in the world, right?
Oh, definitely be back.
He's gonna get up.
Oh, that can't see a world of trouble.
Stop laughing. We've all made mistakes. Fortunately for Lockie, those bucks didn't have a clue where the shot had came from, and they actually came 50 metres closer. He was able to collect his composure and make that second shot count.
Good job, fellas.
Thanks, VJ.
Congrats, mate. What an absolute ripper.